right, it is at 12:09 on this Thursday, May the 27th. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Austin Reed. Glad you're with us. We are getting ready for Memorial Day weekend. It is in our sight, that's for sure, and it's another beautiful day across the Central Valley. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Give me a follow. Subscribe. I'll do the same to you. Hey, my next guest, good friend of Central Valley Talk, Roger Slingerman with UCP, the United Cerebral Palsy Foundation, covering Central California.
That's correct.
How you doing, brother?
Good, Justin. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So nice to be here without a mask.
I know, right? Things are changing.
Hopefully the right things are changing, and people, take heed to the safety still as you move forward. But it's a good sign for everybody, especially here in California. It's been a tough year and a half. Yeah.
Very tough. Very tough. We've got this Cornhole Tournament. That's what we're talking about today.
Yes, it is.
It starts in June 19th. That's when it's going to happen, actually.
It's a one-day tournament, a King and Queen Cornhole Tournament. I think their third annual. It's the second year that UCP's been a part of it. We get some proceeds from the event. It's actually put on by the Dog Pound League, which is a local cornhole league here that they participate there. And these guys are very competitive, and it's growing leaps and bounds, cornhole, and the participation. And this tournament will have probably 200 to 250 cornholers, both men and female, that'll come from across the valley, some from Oregon, from Vegas, from Southern Cal, to come up here and compete. And there's a total prize money of anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000.
And there's a number of opportunities for businesses to sponsor.
That's correct. Yes, there are. We've got different levels, 250, 500, 1,000, 1,500. If people are interested, they can contact ucpcc.org. That's our website. They can go there, or they can contact us at 559-221-8272. But, and part of the sponsorship gets you registration for players to play in the tournament, floors, decals, a bunch of other things based on the different sponsorship levels. So it's a great opportunity, and it's a great, for people that are in businesses out here. You got 200-300 people that with a demographic of 32 to 45-year-old males and females that are out there participating and own their own businesses. And it's amazing how competitive it is. There'll be 38 lanes going on at the Fresno Fairgrounds, and it's a cool event. Even if you can come over and check it out, it's free to attend the event. I think there's $10 parking because they have another event at the fairgrounds that day. But it's a great event. It's a fun day for these guys, and they like to throw the cornhole. And then they've got beer and food that'll be at the venue as well.
Now I'm looking at some of the DPL payouts, $6,000 plus.
Yeah, well, it's all depending on registration.
Okay.
So the goal is that if they have 200 members, there'll be a total of $6,000 given between the two divisions and 3 or 4 different places from that standpoint. So we're still waiting. If we can get some more sponsorships and a few more people in, then we can actually raise the cash out from that tournament. And then it becomes even more competitive.
Businesses watching today that want to help out, the United Cerebral Palsy Foundation.
It's actually the United Cerebral Palsy of Central California.
California.
We're not a foundation. We're actually an adult day program for people with disabilities.
My bad.
No, that's okay. And then the bottom line is we do programs throughout the day, throughout the week. Adult program here, a children's program down in Hanford, and the way businesses get involved, they can contact us. We'd love to set up meeting with them, talk to them, even if it's not for this year, for future years, because we believe this could be a big regional event one day, and maybe one day on ESPN, because if you watch it, it's all over the country now.
I played cornhole like a couple weeks ago, actually, and it is a blast.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's so fun. Anybody can play it.
Sure,
it's
right.
Different levels, and you can make it social.
Yeah.
We're going to do another tournament in October with the DPL down in Hanford.
Okay.
And that'll be more of a mixture tournament, doubles. It won't be as competitive, but it'll be a way to introduce yourself to the game. But again, the cash prizes helps it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. What else is going on at UCP?
We've been busy. Exciting part is that some of our students started coming back in April. We now have about 1/3 capacity in our facility. We're still trying to do it. We can't go any higher than that because of space and distance and social. So as it continues to move forward, we'll be able to do that. Plus the vaccination of staff and the students, is a real concern, and we just got to be safe and follow county guidelines, as well as we're a licensed facility in the state of California. So we have certain, guidelines that we have to follow. But it's an exciting time for us to move back into the site, into the facility. We have a couple other events coming up here. September's a fundraiser and fitness virtual program that we did last year for the first time, so it'll be an exciting part. And then we do a annual fundraising dinner, and this year we're probably looking at, again, it's called Pulling Strings, wine and food pairing dinner with the food being prepared from next chef from Nicola's, which is exciting to a lot of people in Fresno, and we're looking to do that again in October. And last year we did a drive-through, and it looks like we might do a drive-through again this year because it worked really well for us. So we're excited.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember talking to you a few months ago, and, we were still in kind of limbo,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
But now with Governor Newsom changing things, and hopefully this is going to stay at mid-June, look at everything you've got going now. With the hybrid as well model, which I think is cool.
Well, it is, and I think hopefully the state and based on the feedback with the programs out there that we can actually utilize some of that virtual programming moving forward. Because there's days that people can't even come in because maybe they're at home and they had a doctor's appointment, so they chose not to come in. But if we still have the virtual services, they would be able to get the benefit of our program.
Exactly.
I just think it makes sense. Now it shouldn't be 100%. I mean, thank God we were able to do it in the time frame it happened with COVID.
Yeah.
But as we move forward, a percentage of what we do should be and could be that. And it's just a great way for us to continue to work with our students and give them better quality of life.
So, DPL King and Queen Cornhole Tournament, Saturday, June 9th, 10 a.m.
June 19th.
June 19th. What did I say? June 9th. Oh, yeah.
That's all right. It's don't worry. This is the third change because of COVID. It was supposed to be in January, then March, and now it's doing it. It is Father's Day weekend.
Oh, cool.
I mean.
I don't know any father who doesn't like cornhole.
No, absolutely. It is Saturday, so he still gets to celebrate Sunday, too.
Sunday,
so
yeah, exactly.
It'd be a good thing.
So, Saturday, June 19th, 10 a.m., Fresno Fairgrounds. Check-in 9 a.m., bags fly 10 a.m., food and drinks available for purchase, and sponsorships are available.
That's correct. Absolutely.
Because that's the way that you guys survive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome. We get some state funding and all that, but, the additional dollars go to the, quality of program and additional outside activities that our students get to do. And we're excited. One of the things happening is that we purchased a new facility, and which we won't move into for probably a year and a half to 2 years based on the fact that the place we're moving is occupied at this point. But it's an exciting time for UCP and us moving forward and growing in leaps and bounds in respect for giving people with disabilities a greater opportunity to be included in the community, not separate from it.
Big things are happening. Roger, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Austin.
Come back
Appreciate
anytime.
No, absolutely. I'll come back in a month or two. We'll talk about the September and Pulling Strings and also a Rare Earth Coffee, which is another program we're working with them. They've created a bag of coffee called Ethiopian Roast. It's sold at the Johnny Quick stores, at the Rare Earth Coffee stores within the Johnny Quicks, also at the Rare Earth Roasting Factory, which is there, and also on rareearthcoffee.com online. And $1 from every bag sold, the Ethiopian brand goes to us.
Beautiful.
And the cool thing is each bag has a story about our students or staff or somebody that's being involved in our program, and that's going to rotate. So this is as much awareness to our program as it is to us to raise funds.
It's a
we
great
appreciate
idea.
Rare Earth and the relationship with Johnny Quick and the Beal family.
Yeah, shout out to everybody involved. All right, we'll see you next time.
Sounds great. Appreciate it.
Check out the Cornhole Tournament again, Saturday, June 9th, 10 a.m., Fresno Fairgrounds. Learn more at ucpcc.org.
That's correct.
Okay,
Absolutely.
very good. We'll be back with another guest coming up in just a bit. Hang tight.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
When you get hungry, remember Barbecue Bob.
Location is 409 Fresno Street on the corner of Fresno and Jones on the Golden West side of Fresno. The phone number is 559-375-1259, and we invite you to come out. You will not be disappointed.
Central Valley Talk. What are we? We're an online talk show dedicated towards promoting you, whether you're a business, band, nonprofit, or whatever. How do we do it? We connect you to a sea of thousands of viewers by placing you in front of a live camera and letting you, well, be you. Work with our team of friendly faces to help you get maximum visibility above the rest of your competition.
Welcome back to Central Valley Talk.
Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Mike Briggs.
Hello there. Thanks for joining me today on Boys to Men.
Well, we're back again with another guest, and this time it's an author.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the first show of The Method.
I want to talk a little bit about Daughter Diaries, and then we'll get into some of the questions.
Sure.
I'm Barb, and this is Salo. Thank you.
Go to our webpage, centralvalleytalk.com, and off to the right is a little place you could click, and it says you want to be a guest. You click and you type it in, and the next thing you know, you're a guest.
Just after 1 o'clock, we are live and local on this Thursday, May the 20th. I'm Austin Reed, coming to you live from our Tower District studios in Fresno. Much cooler day today, highs only in the 70s. And those cooler temperatures will stay with us through the weekend. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. My next guest, a treat, a very, very good treat for you. Diehards and Son, Pete Salazar, along with Deadpool. Hi. How you guys doing? Welcome.
How's it going, man?
Very good, very
How
good.
You doing?
Hey, great to see you. Man, I've interviewed Pete, gosh, probably 6-7 years ago.
It's been a while.
So you're back, and the Weekend Blender continues.
Weekend Blender is back. We had to reschedule it twice due to COVID. Finally got the approval for the 2-day event at the end of this month, May 29th and 30th. So we're excited to be back in the mall. There's a lot of stuff going on again. We had to scale a couple of things back, like the cosplay contest. But we have something in place of that room that we use, and it's a great thing to do for the community. So we added the first ever Weekend Blender blood drive.
Oh, nice.
So, Central California Blood Center, they're doing an awesome event shirt for any donors that donate that this weekend. And you'll get the Weekend Blender blood drive t-shirt, Wolverine-inspired theme, because everybody knows me, I'm a big Wolverine fan.
Yes,
so
I remember that.
Yeah, we tie that into the event with that kind of theme on there, involving that little Comic-Con vibe, you know, even though we're not your typical Comic-Con inside that mall.
It's a little bit different.
It's very different. It's very different. So what makes the Weekend Blender different than a standard con that goes around? For one, we're scaled down into a mall, so we have a different atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's free to the public. There's no cost for parking, and we usually bring a couple celebrity guests in for autograph signings, and the customers come out and they'll purchase that autograph for a fee.
Right.
That the person offers various items. Also, what makes it different is that the vendors that we have in there are not just toys, collectibles, sports cards, comics. It's a blend of handmade goods. We have local artists that sell their art prints. We have products. We have just a real diverse variety. Those are the vendors I started off with there. And so we never forgot about them. We just built on top of that. And so there's just something for everybody inside that mall as far as things you can purchase or learn about. And, you know, in that weekend, there's just so much to check out.
So Sierra Vista Mall.
Sierra Vista Mall, Clovis.
That's where you've been always doing these, right?
Since 2009.
Since 2009.
Yes.
Holy moly, 12 years.
We changed the name about 3 times.
Okay.
And the concept about 4 times. I had to go back to the drawing board, and then this finally happened organically. In 2016, we found a different direction with the whole Comic-Con vibe, but yet we didn't announce it probably until 17 that we were starting to get that I didn't know we were getting that. We didn't see that coming. It just kind of started with one cosplayer. Then all of a sudden we have 20, 30 different special guest cosplayers walking around adding value for the families that come out. And then, on a good weekend, we've had up to 50 different cosplayers and groups, like the USS Cerebral, which is a Star Trek fan club, and the 501st Legion, the South Valley Squad, which is all Star Wars fan base, and the costumes for the 501st Legion and the Mando mercs that come out as well. I mean, these things are built from scratch.
It's incredible, the time and effort that goes into it.
Yeah, but they're central. There's a Central Valley chapter, but their chapters worldwide. And so this is our chapter that are from the Central Valley. So Mandalorian mercs, which are even more popular now because of the Mandalorian that's out. And then the 501st Legion, if you're a Star Wars fan, I mean, you can't go wrong. We have so many characters that come out. And then we have Brian's R2-D2, which he crafted that R2-D2 unit that comes out. As you can see on the screen, there's a cool photo. And Brian will be back out. Active working droid, rolls around the mall, talks, and it's really cool. Kids love it.
Kids love it, I would imagine.
Kids love it.
Yeah.
Then we tack on a local aspect, too. And so we have Michael Rodriguez, which is a local horror film producer, and he does short films.
Okay.
We have D.T. Carney, who's a stuntman, who has done some pretty cool things out there in the Hollywood scene. We also have local comedian Lonnie Pelly. We have a comic book artist that is coming out that does a comic book called Captain Love. He's got his own comic book. And various cosplayers, like I said, that are coming out. So we include that local vibe from vendors to guests to people doing things in the scene to some celebrities to the nonprofit organizations like the 501st Legion, the Mandalorian Mercs. I mean, the Blood Drive. There's just a lot of stuff going on that weekend.
And now that COVID is hopefully going away, more to come, I would imagine, through the summer.
Yes, there's other events that we're involved in more as a vendor that we support, like OhanaCon, and they will be back in Fresno. They're based out of Turlock, and they do one-day events. Good friends and family at Ohana will be back June 13th at the Veterans Hall on First and Shields in town.
Wow.
We'll be sharing that promotion on our page.
Okay.
Local comic book shop, Wonderland Comics here in Tower, is doing an event this Saturday that's free that people can come and check out. It's right here on Van Ness between Olive and McKinley.
Yeah, right down the street from
right down
where
the street
we are.
From here, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your guest today.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. This is this is my good buddy Deadpool here.
Yep.
Hey.
MCH cosplay. And
Deadpool Fresno.
Deadpool Fresno. Matthew here now. I'll let him talk. Go ahead.
Hi. How you doing?
Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good
Yep.
evening. Whatever the time I actually be right now. But yeah, the Weekend Blender is a one-of-a-kind, event, like Pete had said, since like 2009, which started off with pretty much just an idea, a thought of what our community, and not just our community, but what everyone loves as far as a fandom and an art, form. And it just started really, with just the, hey, let's go ahead and I can do this. And I was involved in it, 2010?
No. 2015 is when I met you.
2015?
And I think in 2016 you started to be a featured guest.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. We are live and local on this Thursday, the 27th of May. I'm Austin Reed. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Our next guest is the voiceover queen of America. How do you like that? Linda Poff joining us via Zoom once again. Hi, Linda. Good afternoon.
Hi, Austin. So nice to talk to you again. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you. So we have an exciting thing to talk about this interview. Tell us more.
Well, I wanted to share with everybody that I actually have started a voiceover food blog. And granted, it's actually for anybody who loves food. But this food blog is kind of geared towards voiceover artists because we have to get back in the booth right away. So I found a way to get quick meals on the table for the whole family that are nutritious, delicious, and most importantly, don't make our mouths have a lot of mouth noise. Do you know what I mean when I say mouth noise?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So you get like those clicks and those pops. Well, when you've got a really sensitive microphone like this puppy right here, it picks up everything. Right. So the food you eat, it's really, really, really important that you watch out. You don't have too much dairy, cheese, ice cream. You got to keep hydrated, right? So I pick some recipes that are really good at avoiding that. And they're not all my recipes. When I post something on my blog, I will cite wherever I found this recipe from and help people go find it and try it out. And I always support anyone who wants to vary it. If you're a vegetarian, I post vegetarian recipes. You could put any protein in if you aren't vegetarian. It is so much fun to post this blog once a week. I just did one today, actually. And it's called the Open Plan Meal. It's about eating a meal that's kind of out of the box. You can have like an open faced sandwich. You can combine breakfast with lunch, whatever you got, just to make it fun and mix it up, because we all kind of get bored with the same meal all the time, right?
Right. So how did you kind of come up with this idea?
It was actually out of complete necessity, because I am either recording or auditioning all day long and into the night, and I've got to feed my family, right? But I can't be standing in the kitchen for an hour getting a meal going, because I'm looking at my phone. Oh my gosh, I got to jump back in. I got to get this audition in, or I got to do this session. So I decided to compile some of my favorite meals and my family's favorite meals that I know take a limited amount of time to prepare. And that's another big thing I talk about on my blog, is prepping is everything. And we've all seen on social media how people meal prep for the week. And we're like, yeah, whatever, we'll do it. Yeah. It is a huge deal to have your onions pre-chopped in the fridge, or your bell peppers pre-chopped, ready to go, because it makes it so much faster. I just did a soup last night, Austin. It took me less than 30 minutes to put together, and it was done. Wow. It was great. And it was all from like a leftover pork tenderloin I had, onion that I already chopped up. That fast. No dairy, delicious, and everybody in the family can dress it up the way they want. Can add cheese if they want, or chips or whatever. I just ate it and I had to hop back in. I had an audition that I had to get in like super fast because it was on Eastern time. And less than 30 minutes, man. It was cool. And I know a lot of working parents can appreciate that, or people who just, they don't want to sit there and cook for an hour. I don't.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah. Right. Right. So,
what has been the response so far?
A lot of voiceover people have loved it, and they, lots of thumbs up. I just posted one about chocolate. It's chocolate isn't really mouth friendly, but boy, does it taste good to have a little bite at the end of the night. Everybody responded to that, and I think my biggest response was my bacon and Brussels sprouts post, because I said you got to have your greens with bacon. And everybody agreed. That was a staple ingredient to include on the blog. So yeah, a lot of positive responses. And I tag lots of people. I tag like Whole Foods Market, Food Network, so they know that I'm talking about food, and I watch their networks to get recipe ideas, or I shop at their store to get the ingredients. It's been really fun, and it's not political. It's not. There's nothing negative about it. It's food. Everybody loves food, and it just brings everybody together, right?
I love it. No, that's just such a great idea. I'm going to have to check that out for sure. Now, also, are you going to be doing like these every week, or what's the timing?
I try to do one a week because I've got to I don't have the best camera. I need to upgrade my camera. So my husband says. So I try to take really pretty glam shots, and it's got to look appealing. And I try to pull recipes from here and there. Tried and true recipes. Sometimes it's a dessert. Why not? Because dessert's good. But I do try to be consistent and post it once a week. If there's some craziness in my schedule, sometimes I get a little behind. But I always post a warning that a food blog is going to drop so that people know to pay attention. And then I drop it, and it's so much fun.
Anything else going on in the world of Linda Poff, famous voice actress?
Yes, sir.
What else?
I just did a great narration session with a friend of mine that I narrated something for him a few years ago, and he found me again through social media, which is very important that you guys all stay on top of your social media.
Yeah.
It's called Poe Movies, so it's Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh.
And I have been doing these e-learning sort of narrations for him. It's on YouTube. I included a link for you guys. This last one was pretty interesting because I did not know about this. It was the history of goth. I am not goth. I'm not into goth. But the history of it and how it came about was really cool. So I got to learn something and narrate it. And if you think about it, isn't it kind of fun to listen to history rather than read it? Sometimes we're too busy.
Right.
So that's where I love e-learning and narration, because it really brings everything to life, and his graphics are great, and it really kind of helps you learn a history lesson in a fun way. I think that's it's fun for kids, especially.
Yeah, we're playing the video over you talking right now. Does it have sound?
It does. It does. It's me talking, and then there's music in the background.
If my director Michael, if you don't mind, let's play a little bit of that, because I want to hear it, and then it'll be fun for all of our viewers to be like, oh my gosh, that's Linda.
What do 5th century barbarians, Edgar Allan Poe, and Alice Cooper have in common? They all can be described using the word goth or gothic. But where did this commonality come from? And what exactly is a goth anyway? Let's take the next few minutes and find out why. The term Gothic actually refers to a cultural group of Germanic tribes during the time of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths. A thorn in the side of the Romans, the Visigoths grew to be more than just a threat when Alaric I rose to power. Alaric was trained by the Romans to be their muscle in Germania and was given an all-access pass to the Roman way of fighting. At one point, Alaric decided that he could lead his own army, and after a 2-year siege, he sacked the city, accomplishing something that had never been done before. This was the beginning of the end for Rome, and after about another century of holding on for dear life, Western Rome fell and ushered in what became known as the Dark Ages. Some argue that Western society took a step backwards, since many of the benefits of living under Roman rule vanished. Running water, roads, and literacy were some of the things that were held together by the structure Rome provided. When Rome fell, so did those things. Plagues ran rampant, and feudalism, or castle culture, was the predominant form of government. The Gothic tribes were not only associated with the fall of Rome and barbarianism, but to many represented a regression in civilization. In 1137, the Abbey of Saint-Denis was completed. The architecture was unique. It appeared more skeletal and had a lot of pointy things and flying buttresses. The Italian architect Giorgio Vasari described it as looking Gothic, meaning it looked like something from the Dark Ages, symbolic of death.
Man, I love your voice. It's just so soothing. Oh man, yeah, that's fun though.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun to do that. I didn't know any of that. My husband and my daughter, my youngest daughter, love history. So I'm sharing this with them, my enthusiasm. I'm like, yeah, we knew about that. I'm like, oh gosh, don't I feel silly? But my friend I also supported him so much. I kind of like prequelled all of this new narration that he was going to drop on YouTube throughout the week to help advertise. I love collaborating with people, and if I can support people I work with, you bet I'm going to help out, because it's just great to work with everybody and creatives. But yeah, this is fun. He's got a lot of interesting videos up on his channel. 2 of them I did were about Edgar Allan Poe. One was about the Raven, and one was about the Cask of Amontillado. That was fun because you kind of dive deep into the background of it, and it talks about Edgar Allan Poe's history and where he came from. It's so cool to watch. And it was fun to learn about. Anyway, anything that helps people learn and get excited about the subject is like my favorite thing to do in the whole world.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's just amazing. So, okay, the food blog, we're running out of time, but the food blog is once a week.
Yep, it is. You can find it on voxfab.com.
Okay.
And there's a little blog button you can click on. You can also see it on your mobile device. There's a little blog button to click on. And I've got it up on all my social media accounts, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook.
All right, very good. And for businesses out there that need a commercial or maybe a documentary that needs a voice, Linda is your go-to person for that, voxfab.com. Come back anytime, okay, Linda? Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Austin.
All right, I'll check out the food blog, okay?
Yay, good.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, we're back with another live local guest in studio. We're talking arts and crafts. That's next.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
When you get hungry, remember Barbecue Bob.
Location is 409 Fresno Street on the corner of Fresno and Jones on the Golden West side of Fresno. The phone number is 559-375-1259, and we invite you to come out. You will not be disappointed.